A couple days ago, I celebrated my 32nd birthday, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing 32 lessons that I have learned in 32 years. And these are in no particular order, and throughout this video, as I share these lessons, I'm going to share a little bit about why this lesson is important or what made me get to a point of learning this in my journey through life, how far I've come. By the way, as you're watching this, I want you to do me a huge favor. If at any point, if I share a lesson that really resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up. And secondly, share in the comments below what that lesson is and what it means to you and why it's so important, because these lessons are not just for me, these are for you as well. I'm sharing my personal story, my personal journey, and I think you're going to be really able to relate to the lessons that I'm about to share in this video. And again, thank you for being here, and consider subscribing if you are new to the channel. I would love to see you again on the weekly episodes of the podcast and videos coming out just for you. So without further ado, let's jump into the 32 lessons that I've learned in my 32 years of life on this planet. Jumping in right off the bat, the very first lesson is happiness is not a destination, it is the journey. And what do I mean by this? I did a whole episode of the Abundant Seed podcast dedicated to this topic on how to be happy. I get asked all the time, Arsalan, by how can I be happy? How are you happy? Happiness is not a destination, meaning there is no finish line. There is not going to be a moment in your life where you work towards something. You're going to get to a finish line where fireworks go off, all your relatives, your loved ones are standing there applauding, cheering you on, saying, you've done it, you've made it, now you can be happy. When you are trying to be happy in life, it is about the journey. It's about working towards something every single day and knowing that once you arrive at that point, there's going to be something new that you're going to start working towards or wanting to work towards. Your seasons in your life are going to continuously unfold, and happiness does not need to be a destination or arrival. It is the journey to get to that point. All right. Lesson number 2, one step forward will change your entire existence, even if it is in the wrong direction. Okay, a lot of people have a very tough time just taking that first step. There's a very famous quote by Martin Luther King that goes along the lines of saying, when you take the first step, you don't need to see the entire staircase. You just have to take the first step, because you don't know where that journey is going to take you. Just taking that step towards something, making that one decision, making that one call, making that one, having that one experience is going to take you closer to where you want to be, rather than not taking it at all. And maybe down the road you realize, hey, that step that I took or that action that I took was maybe not in my favor. You still probably learned something from that journey to where you are today. So just take that one step. Even if it's in the wrong direction, when you find out later on it was the wrong direction, it's still that one step, and that's all that matters. Take that first step, all right? Lesson number 3, forgive, forgive, forgive. Life is too short for hate. Okay, there's going to be a lot of moments in your life where you're going to come across human beings that are going to kind of negatively impact your experience in this journey of life. You're going to run into people that are maybe going to hold a lot of prejudice, people that may, take you in a totally different direction of your life. I've had moments in my life where I had people that I really trusted on, people that I really cared for, that by the time that part of my life, that season of my life had ended, I found out that those people weren't really my friends. Those people maybe did not have the best interest in their heart for me. And rather than hating on them and hating on who they are, I decided to forgive. Because at the end of the day, I sleep restfully knowing that I'm able to forgive and move on, while other people maybe hold on to resentment for whatever happened in their minds. So just forgive, forgive, forgive. Life is way too short, and we're all in this together, all right? We are human beings. We are in this journey of life together, and if someone really does you wrong, try to forgive them. Try your very best to forgive them, as hard as it may seem, and then move forward knowing that you have the golden heart of forgiveness, and you are not holding on to hate. Okay, lesson number 4, this too shall pass. This is a really big one for me. This is probably, all these lessons are really important, but this one has a huge, profound impact on my life. The saying, this too shall pass. As you know, I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder and have dealt with depression for the last 6 years of my life. And that phrase, that saying constantly goes in the back of my head, this too shall pass. When I am at the brink of my most extreme panic attacks, when I'm going through my most extreme panic attacks, I have to keep reminding myself that this too shall pass. This feeling is completely temporary. Nothing in life is permanent, not the good days, not the bad days, especially not the bad moments. All the bad experiences, all the bad moments, everything you're going through that may seem like it's just the end of the world, it's only temporary, and this too shall pass. Just hold on to the feeling and knowing that tomorrow will get better. this too shall pass, okay? Lesson number 5. Stop being so serious and laugh at yourself. This was a hard one for me because I went through a season of my life where I was just taking myself way too seriously. I had a hard time just being goofy and being silly and I was just so tense, right? I was so tense. And then finally I broke out of my shell and I realized, you know what? It's okay. This was the season in my life when I was in high school, when I finally broke out of my shell. My freshman and sophomore years in high school, I was a very serious human being. I just took everything way too seriously. Now, granted, I had a lot going on in my life in my personal regards, especially with my, losing my mom to breast cancer somewhere close to that time frame in my life. But still, I had a very tough time getting through that, and I got to a point where I just became way too serious. I was just a very difficult person to be around, and I had to finally break out of my shell and start laughing at myself and start being silly and start being goofy. And then the person I am today has been a reflection of going through that season. Just stop being so serious and just laugh at yourself, laugh at the silliness that you exude outwards and into the life. Okay, so lesson number 6. What's that? Oh, throw some I'm recording this, by the way. I'm going to leave this in. My wife Crystal is out in the living room trying to take a nap, but she's listening into this conversation while our son Malik is taking a nap as well. And she just quoted Bruno Mars, "Throw some perm in your attitude." You gotta relax. Throw some perm on your attitude, right? Okay, so don't take yourself too seriously. Lesson number 6. It is okay to be wrong and to accept that you made a mistake. Sometimes you just have to admit that you were wrong, whether in an argument, in a conversation, or in a decision you made in life. I've seen a lot of people that have a very hard time saying, I am sorry, or a very hard time admitting that they did something that was maybe not in their best interest or in the interest of other people. It is okay to be wrong, and it is even better to admit that you are wrong. It's okay to say you're sorry. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger, and it shows the other people in your life that you are empathetic, you're sympathetic, and you're able to show to them that you do actually care. So it's okay to be wrong, admit that you were wrong, and move forward. Okay? Lesson number 7. I did another video and podcast on this, and this was inspired by one of my idols that I look up to, Jay Shetty, which I hope to partner and collaborate with him in the future. But I did a video on this, and lesson number 7 is, some people come into your life for 3 purposes: a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Go check out that video. But again, people will come into your life whether for a season, a reason, they'll come into your life and change a part of you and then continue forward, or a lifetime, your lifelong friends, your family members, people that completely change the way you are. I will link that video and that podcast in the show notes, but please go check that out. But this is a really important lesson, okay? Lesson number 8, indulge and eat that cake, or in my case, drink that chai. A lot of people have a very tough time when it comes to their diet and their nutrition, or just generally having a very hard time just indulging. Okay, I'm referring to food here, but just indulging in the thing that makes you happy. What is it that makes you happy? What is it that brings joy into your world? I love chai. And as you know, I did a video on this, I did a podcast on this, I've been talking about this quite a bit. I have been on this intermittent fasting journey, and I've been able to lose all the weight that I wanted to, going back to my goal weight, but I still have chai every single day. Most people, if they hear that, they would say, you're having dairy, you're having sugar, you're having chai, you are never gonna lose weight. Proving them wrong, right? I indulge on chai because that is a pivotal, that is a very important part of my culture, my life, my story. From the moment that I was born, chai is part of this tradition that I have grown up knowing and loving. I can't give it up. So I indulge with chai, indulge in the thing that makes you happy. Lesson number 9, you cannot change the past, and that is okay. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in your life, and those things eventually will become your past. Now, you may have gone through traumatic experiences. You may have lost someone that you love. You may have gone through an experience or gone through a moment or had battled something that you want to change. That happened in the past. You can't change it. You can't change your past. But you can forgive people that have been a part of your life, like I said, that have caused any kind of pain or suffering. But if you went through something very traumatic, know that you can't change it, but you can learn from it, and know that you can make the future better. Just do not focus on trying to change the past or forget the past. Just focus on making the future a little bit brighter, a little bit better with what you can do today. Okay? Lesson number 10. It is okay to be vulnerable and talk about things that scare you. Again, going back to, I went through a very serious stage in my life where I was a serious human being, but now I show my vulnerabilities, I show my insecurities, I show the things in my life that scare me, that make me feel like something is really challenging in my life. It is okay to show your vulnerabilities. I talk about my anxieties. I talk about the things that make me nervous, and you should do the same thing. Open up to the people around you, especially the people that you care for, the people that care for you, because they want you to be your true authentic self, and you can do that by being vulnerable and showing the things to other people that may be scaring you in life, okay? Lesson number 11, never compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 32. I'm using the number 32 because, again, these are 32 lessons for me on my 32nd birthday. Remember, it took me a long time to get to where I am today with my business, with my career, with my life, with everything that I've been able to accomplish and everything that I'm working towards. This is only the beginning for me. So when other people see that, they say, Arsalan, I want to be where you are. I want to speak English as good as you do. I want to be confident as much as you are. I want to be successful like you are. You will be, and you can be, and you're destined to be. But be patient, be consistent, be resilient. You'll get to that point. But don't compare where you are to where someone else is, because it doesn't do your story any justice, and it doesn't do anyone else any justice as well. Okay? Hey, so if you're watching the video version, you may have noticed a change in scenery, and the reason being is after I did the last number on the list of 32, my son Malik woke up from his nap. So I took care of him, we made dinner, and it's about 5 hours later when I started this video. So it's time to pick up again, and again, sorry for the switch up. It's now nighttime when I was recording this, kind of mid-afternoon. So anyway, let's jump back into the list, and thank you for being patient with everything while we adjust to this new amazing period in our life. Lesson number 12. When in doubt, unsure or scared, ask for help. Okay, so a lot of people, what they do is they go through their lives thinking that they have to be a solo action hero, especially when it comes to business. When I first started Mono Art Studios, I consider myself a solopreneur. I would say I wear multiple hats throughout the day. I wear the accounting hat part of the day when I have to do billing and admin work. I do marketing. I wear my marketing hat when I'm working on advertising and getting the business up and running. Then I wear the creative hat when I'm working on creative stuff, and this hat and that hat. And then eventually came to a point where I was burning myself out. And then it came to a point where I really raised my hand and I said, okay, I need help. Who can help? And then I found the help that I needed, and now we continue to grow and thrive. That is related to my business, but this happens in all aspects of all people's lives, is they get so stuck in their own ways that they refuse to ask for help. If you are going through something very difficult, just raise your hand and ask for help with the people that are in your lives. Ask for help and just say, hey, I'm really struggling here. I'm really having a tough time with this one aspect of my life or my business or my relationship or whatever it is. Can you please help me? Ask family, ask anyone. Don't be so full of pride. Don't have so much pride in yourself that you refuse to ask for help. Just ask for help. There's no shame in it. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll in fact help you, and other people, as a matter of fact, they want to help you. Some people feel like they are stepping in not as a superhero, but as a person who can provide value. I love providing value to others, so when I get asked to help someone, I love it because I feel like I'm bringing value to them. So other people are waiting for you to ask. Just ask. Just ask, okay? Lesson number 13. Be a lifelong learner and teach yourself. I taught myself what I do best now. Okay, so Minerva Studios, our film and photography production company, is all based off of the fact that everything that I'm doing with our company right now, including recording this podcast version on video, on audio, having all these lights, having all these things in this room, having all this equipment that I've, worked pretty much my entire life to get to this point, it's all self-taught. I went to school, I went to university and have a double bachelor's in marketing and management, and then I have a minor in psychology. But our business, our fundamental business with video and photography production, creative services, it's all self-taught. I taught myself everything from the moment I installed my first trial version of Photoshop to the moment my dad got me my first camera, to the moment I made my first random sketch and music video, all leading up to this point where I get hired to do the stuff that I always did for free, always did for fun, always taught myself, and I continue to learn. That's the biggest thing. Don't ever stop learning. Don't ever stop learning. Even if you're done with university, even if you're done with school, even if you are in the job that you always wanted, it does not mean that you can just quit learning right now. Continue to improve yourselves. Go to the seminars, take the online courses, take the in-person classes, whatever it needs to be. Teach yourself, get a book, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks, whatever it is. Continue to learn. Never stop learning. The most successful people in the world are always learning until the last breath that they take in their lives. Continue to learn. Please never stop learning. Never stop feeding your brain. Okay? Keep learning. Be a lifelong learner. Lesson number 14. You will suck at something at first. Everyone does. Whether it's speaking on camera, whether it's starting a business, whether it's being confident in yourself, whether it's going up and talking to someone that you're afraid to talk to, whether it is improving your physical health, your mental health, whether it is exploring different parts of your life and making yourself better, picking up a new craft, picking up a new hobby, learning a new instrument, figuring out how to use equipment, whatever, okay? The list can go on forever and ever and ever. Whatever you do in life, whatever you start, the new thing that you begin, just start somewhere, right? But when you do start somewhere, when you take that first step, you're going to suck. And that's okay. The first 100 videos you post on YouTube are going to suck. The first 100 hours you spend on an instrument are not going to be the best music that you've ever played, okay? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed by it. Know that you're gonna suck. It takes a moment of going through all the sucking at something to get better. Everyone who started somewhere sucked at something at first. I'm gonna be doing a podcast and video on being a lifelong learner and how I taught myself everything I know. And in it, I'm hoping to share some of my earlier videos, my earlier sketches, my earlier music videos, the earlier stuff that I used to do before I am doing what I do now. Over the course of 15 plus years, I am where I am today because I sucked at video production, at creativity at first. Don't be ashamed. You're gonna suck at something at first, and that's okay, all right? Embrace the suck, as they say, embrace the suck. All right, lesson number 15. Nothing is happening to you. It is happening for you. Chin up. This is a famous quote that I first heard from Tony Robbins, but I know a lot of people have been saying it. Don't know exactly where it originated from, but I always, quote it back to Tony Robbins. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Again, people always are kicking that can down the road. They're like, oh, boo-hoo, poor me. Why did this happen to me? Why did I make this bad decision? Why did I make this bad investment? Why am I going through this very difficult moment? I was actually in that pity party lineup as well when I was going through my anxiety disorder, my panic attacks initially in the beginning. I would always say, why is this happening to me? Okay, I've always been a carefree and easygoing, outgoing person. Why am I dealing with anxiety attacks, panic attacks, depression? What is going on? Then I found out that those things have made me better. All of my difficult moments and parts of my life have made me better. Everything that I've gone through in life that has been difficult has now improved my life in more ways than I could possibly imagine. Things never happen to me, they happen for me. And again, things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. Really take into account what is happening in your life that you feel like is happening to you, but in fact is actually happening for you, making your life better, which you can't see right now, but it will happen. Okay? Lesson number 16. We're halfway there, okay? We're halfway there. Lesson number 16. Your best days haven't happened, and people that will change you, you have yet to meet. The best days of your life, the best moments of your life, the best experiences of your life have yet to happen. I've done a video on this before as well, and a podcast episode as well. Everything that's led up to your life at this point has been because of a series of actions, because of a series of meeting people, series of decisions. It's led up to this point. And where you're going to be 10 years from now is going to be more series of actions, more series of running into people, these miraculous encounters, these bumps into random strangers, these conversations at cafe shops that lead to your most incredible days, that lead to your most incredible experiences in life. You have to be open to the fact that all the best things in your life are yet to come. And this is really important for people who are suffering with depression. This is really important for people who are suffering in silence, who may be going through something very dark in their lives. Don't lose hope. Do not give up, because the best is yet to come. I had to remind myself once again, when I was saying this too shall pass, I was reminding myself that this is a hard moment for me. Panic attacks have really bedridden me. They have made me so incapable of doing the things that I've always been able to do without any issues at all. And I have to remind myself that even though I'm going through this right now, I will get better. The days will get better. and my life will get better. And it did, all right? And it continues to get better. There are tough days, of course, just like with everyone else. There's peaks and valleys, but know that the best moments of your life and the best people in the world that are going to change your world are yet to come and meet you and change your existence, okay? So stay tuned, be patient, it's amazing. Life is happening for you, things are happening for you. Lesson number 17, stop being a perfectionist and release that C+ work occasionally. Oh my goodness. When I first got into video production, and when I first started releasing stuff on YouTube and showing my work to others, I only wanted to show the best work. I wanted to show the stuff that took me hundreds of hours to make. And then on a whim, one time, I released something that took me like no effort. It took me no time to make. I just threw it out there on the interweb. And this was my previous YouTube channel that is private now, and is private due to professional reasons. There's a lot of silly, goofy videos on there that I may release occasionally here and there, maybe on Instagram. But I randomly released a video that I put zero effort into. I just made it, I released it. It got more views and more engagement and more traction and more subscribers than anything else I had posted. And I realized that was like a C+ quality effort on my part. There was no fancy lights, no equipment. It was just me, myself, just making something silly. And it did amazing. So I had to remind myself that C+ work, the thing that I consider C+, is good for someone else. Now also, the thing that you may not be super proud of, the thing that you may think like, I don't know if I should put this out in the world, what you're doing is you are taking that away from someone who needs it. A piece of content, a piece of music, maybe a lyric that you wrote, maybe a piece of art, something that you've created. If you don't release it, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing it a disservice for those who need that thing, okay? Don't be ashamed to release something that isn't 100% perfect. Perfectionism sometimes leads to you being a starving artist, okay? Perfectionism leads to you not being fulfilled in life. So let go of that perfectionism and release the thing. Even if it scares you to release it, just do it. Put that work out there, whatever it may be. Okay, lesson number 18. Do not overthink it. Simply start before you are ready. Arsalan Bhai, this is a question that comes in all the time. Arsalan Bhai, I want to get into video production. What camera should I buy? Arsalan Bhai, I want to start speaking on stage. Where do I start? Arsalan Bhai, I have been working for the past year trying to start my business, and I have the logo and the branding and everything almost ready. I'm just waiting for the website to be perfect. When should I start? Start now. Start now. Again, going back to the stop being a perfectionist, just start now. Don't overthink it. Just start before you are ready. A lot of people overthink things to such a degree that they end up not doing the thing that they set forth to do in the first place. So just do it. Just start. Just begin somewhere. Start before you're ready, and then start moving things around. Again, like I've used the metaphor before, it's kind of like driving a car. You know you have to get to a destination. You know there's an arrival point when you get into a vehicle. You set that destination into your GPS, and then you know that, okay, this is where I have to go. But you're never going to get there unless you start the car. And you're never going to get there unless you put the car into drive. And you're never going to get there if you don't accelerate and continue moving forward. Even along the way, if there's a reroute, there's a closed road, there's bumps along the way, you will eventually get there, or maybe you'll get somewhere else. But at least you started. Again, taking that one step forward. Start before you are ready. You're never going to arrive unless you start. Don't overthink it. Stop overthinking things. All right? Lesson number 19. Love is about respect, honesty, integrity, care, and understanding. These are the pillars. All right, I've said this numerous times on my Instagram, and I've said this many times on YouTube as well, that the three things that I never speak on are love/relationship advice, because I'm not a love coach or guru. I don't speak on politics, and I don't speak on religion. This is a personal, professional reason I don't do this. I don't want to dab into those three things. But I'm including lesson number 19 here for a main reason, and this lesson is around the topic of love. Again, love is about respect, and honesty, and integrity, care, and understanding. I'm referring to my beautiful, amazing wife, Crystal. We've been together for 11 years. Now we have a baby boy, Malik, who is sleeping right now, by the way. And if he does wake up, maybe on YouTube, the background is going to change again. It'll be the next day. But anyway, the reason I'm speaking about this is Crystal has been a pivotal part of my journey, my 32 years in life. The 32 years I've existed on this planet, out of those 32, 11 of those years, Crystal has been in my life, okay? And our love and our relationship has flourished, has bloomed, has blossomed, but it has gone through a lot of adversity. It has gone through a lot of challenges, and those challenges have most of the time come with cultural differences, because we are in an interfaith, interculture, interrace, all sorts of, like, we are literally the first in my bloodline of generations and decades of families that I married someone who is not Pakistani, who's not Muslim, all that stuff. And again, I don't want to get into that subject matter, but what I'm getting at is, because of that, we've gone through our own set of peaks and valleys. And through all of that, we have come out on the other side better and better and better. And we are flourishing and doing amazing things in life. We run our business together. We do amazing things together. And we're so blessed and fortunate. Again, difficult days are there for everyone. It all comes back to these pillars that have created the foundation of our love for each other. When people ask me, Arsalan, I am in a relationship and I'm struggling, or so-and-so dumped me, what should I do? Or can you please teach me how to talk to this girl so I can end up marrying her? Whatever it is, whatever this young love is, remember that love cannot survive and your relationship cannot succeed and thrive if it is not based off of respect, off of honesty, off of integrity, care, and understanding for one another. It is a mutual respect and understanding of all of those things that makes up a relationship that is bound to last for a lifetime. Okay, love is really important, and I really want to give a shout out to my amazing wife, Crystal, for being there for me through the anxiety, through the depression, through the panic attacks, through the days that I've been not super fun to be around because I'm so burnt out. She's incredible, and I love you, honey. If you're watching this, thank you for being such a huge part of my life. Okay, lesson number 20. Stop waiting for someone or something and take that action yourself. There's many people that are waiting for someone to show up on a white horse and rescue them and save them. I did a post on the comedian Chris Rock. He had talked about, when he first got into the comedy scene, his car used to break down all the time and no one would ever stop to help him push. He would always be stuck on the side of the road. And one day he got out of the car and he started pushing his car, and then people would stop and they would help him as well. And he realized until he took action, other people chimed in and said, hey, this person is putting in the effort, we will help them as well. Stop waiting for someone to come and rescue you. Stop saying that I'm going to do this one thing in my life until that one person or one situation happens. Stop waiting. Again, stop waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect season. Especially stop waiting for someone. Stop waiting and just take action. Patience is really important. Of course, patience is one of the pillars of success that I teach all the time. But you have to take that action, and you have to stop waiting for someone to come and rescue you. No one is going to come and rescue you. I don't mean to say that in a morbid, in a sad, in a, Arsalan, you're breaking my heart sort of way. I'm saying that you need to be the first person who you can fall back on. You have to have faith and trust in your own personal ability. Of course, you have to show up as the best version of yourself so you can support and love and care for others. But it all begins with you. Stop waiting for someone to come and rescue you. Lesson number 21. If you are struggling with a decision, ask yourself, in 5 years, will this matter? All right? If you are in a point in your life where you're like, okay, do I do this? Do I really take this leap? Do I really take this really scary decision? And for me, this decision was starting a business. When I left the company that I was working at to start one of our studios, it was a point in my life where I was being pulled in so many different directions, and I knew that I wanted to start a business. I knew I wanted to do something that would have a bigger impact in not only my life, but the life of all the people in my inner circle, my family's life, and then people around the world. I wanted to have a profound impact, and I couldn't do that with where I was. So I started Minerva Studios, and here we are today. And it all began with my decision that this will matter in 5 years. And I made that decision. That was a big decision, but this doesn't just apply to big decisions. It applies to things that may seem big at the moment. It may apply to things that feel like are mountains sitting on your shoulders. Like, is this one decision that I'm about to make, is this going to impact me? Think about it. Will this matter 5 years from now? If it doesn't matter 5 years from now, then the decision isn't as big or as difficult as you are making it out to be. And this decision could be many things. It could be facing someone in regards to having a conversation. It could be tackling a project. It could be making just a minute alignment. And honestly, it could be as simple as, what am I having for dinner tonight? I know that sounds ridiculous, but a lot of people, even a decision like that, it feels like a mountain sitting on your shoulders, like I said, because you deal with decision fatigue and exhaustion and mental fatigue, and then you feel like everything is relying on this one tiny decision. If it doesn't matter 5 years from now, or if it does matter 5 years from now, really, gauge it based on the severity of that decision. Lesson number 22. What other people think of you is none of your business. People will always have opinions. Even if you are trying to change lives, even if you're on a journey or a quest to improve the lives of others, people will have opinions. Especially your family members, especially your friends. The people that are around you, especially in your inner circle, they will always have an opinion. It is up to you to understand and realize, does this opinion matter or not? If the opinion of other people is really pulling at your heartstrings, what I recommend you do is, first of all, is the opinion or that someone is projecting on you, will that improve your life? Will that help you in any way in the course of the where you want to go in life? And the person that is projecting this opinion, do you respect and value their decision? If it's someone like maybe an internet troll, if it's someone that you don't really consider a friend or even an acquaintance, then maybe their opinion does not matter. But if it is someone in your life who you really respect and look up to, if it's a family member, take that opinion with a grain of salt if it is not going in the direction you want it to. But a lot of people want to see you do better in life, so maybe don't always put up a barrier if the opinion or suggestion of someone is going to help you. Like I said, it is going to depend on who is coming from, what they're saying. But again, no matter what you do, no matter what decision you take, no matter what you want to do in life, people will always have an opinion. It's up to you to decide, does this matter? Okay? Really, really, does this matter? And one lesson that I can share with the Abundant Desi is we've grown to 44,000 on Instagram, and the movement is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I am riddled with opinions all the time in my DMs on Instagram. People send me the most hateful, awful messages constantly. Of course, I don't really read those closely as I do the messages that are uplifting and loving and caring, because those are the ones, that's the reason I do this. But the people that do project the negative opinions, I always have to remind myself that people will always have an opinion. And because I am kind of like leading a change in a way that no one has done before, especially in the Desi community, I'm doing something new that's never been done before, so it scares people. Opinions are usually related to things that scare people. If people are projecting their opinions on you, more than likely they are afraid of whatever you're doing and they feel threatened by it. That's how I look at it. Just forgive them, move on, and don't worry about other people's opinions, and just focus on you being you. All right, lesson number 23. What you are seeking is seeking you. All right, this seems very vague and kind of like out there. What you are seeking is seeking you. This is a lesson I learned, actually, as a matter of fact, over the last year. And this is really tied in with the universe and law of attraction and all the stuff that I love talking about. But what you're looking for in life, whatever you're looking for in life, whether it is an ideal partner, whether it is, being physically in the best shape of your life, whether it's have a successful business, whether it is whatever, fill in the blank. Whatever you're seeking in life, it really is seeking you. There is that law of attraction element. And the more energy you focus and put on something, that energy will expand and become part of your reality. I've talked again in another video on how to attract money, and in it I talk about how the mind works, and I talk about the reticular activating system and how it's constantly looking for things that you are feeding it. For example, when you want to get a new car, all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere. That's your reticular activating system. That's part of your brain that's seeking the thing that you're looking for. So whatever you're looking for, whether it is when you want to get a car and you start seeing that car everywhere, that thing is always looking for you. So what that means here is, if you are seeking something in life that is grand and majestic that other people don't really fully understand, know that that thing is also looking for you. It is attracted to you, and eventually it is going to catch up to where you are, and it's already happening for you. This is really important. I was always looking for a successful, amazing business, and now that is coming to life. That was seeking me at the same time I was seeking it. Takes work and patience, but you'll get there, okay? Lesson number 24. You won't see results for the work you don't perform. Again, this relates to business, creativity, but I'm specifically going to talk a little bit about fitness. A lot of people want to see fitness results when it comes to either losing weight or gaining weight, putting on muscle, whatever it may be. If you aren't putting in the work that needs to be put in, you can't expect to see results for the work you didn't put in. Okay, if you aren't eating properly, you're not going to see the results. If you're not going to the gym, you're not going to see the results. Now, it's your business. If you want your business to grow, if you're not focusing on advertising or marketing, if you're not focusing on lead generation, if you're not focusing on working with your current and future clients, if you're not doing the thing that you need to do, you won't see the results in life. And this is a lesson I learned specifically, like I said, when it came to fitness. I was constantly upset and annoyed by the lack of results I was seeing until I realized I'm not really putting in the work, so why would I see the results? So I started putting in the work and I started seeing the results, especially over the last year. Okay, really important right there as well. A few more and we are going to wrap this up. Thank you again for listening to all of these. And again, a quick reminder, if any of these are resonating with you, give this video a thumbs up. And most importantly, comment below and tell me which one of these lessons so far and the ones to come been profound for you and something you can relate to. I want to hear from you, all right? Lesson number 25, family is life. It will be hard at times with them, but at the end, they are always there. I have had a lot of my ups and downs with family. And again, I spoke about this a little bit ago, but there's a lot of differences when it comes to family. And this is part of growing up. This is part of becoming the person that you were destined to become. And I found out, especially over the last 10 years, there was a lot of ebb and flow and ups and downs with figuring out my place, not only in life, but with relationships and with my family. And at the end of the day, it all worked out. It always works out. And they're always there for you. Even if you're going through something difficult and you feel like your family isn't there for you, give them time, give them patience. Eventually, everything will work itself out. Remember, at the end of the day, they just want what's best for you. They just want you to feel loved and be loved and taken care of. And if it's something you're doing that scares them, because especially the Desi community, a lot of decisions are based out of fear and a lot of judgment and opinions are based out of fear. And once you show people that there's nothing to be afraid of, that this is going to really be good for you, they will come back and always love you. All right, family is always there no matter what. Just give them time. Lesson number 26. You will lose loved ones, but you will never lose their love and how they made you better. This is pertaining to my mom. I've shared this before. I lost my amazing mom to breast cancer in 2003. She was the center stone, the cornerstone of our family, and losing her was a big blow in the trajectory of my family's legacy and just existence. And losing her at a very young age was just very difficult. And at first, that moment, losing mom, really set the stage for where I am today. Again, going through that really awkward stage as a teenager, going through that very serious stage of being, way too overly dramatic about things in general. Obviously, there were obvious reasons behind it, but getting through that has really shaped me into who I am today. And I have to remind myself that even though I lost one of the most incredible human beings I've ever known in my life, I lost her, but she has made me the person I am today because her loving memory and the love that she shared with me, the years that I was able to spend with her, has really shaped me into who I am. So people will leave your life, when they pass away or for other reasons, but the impact that they've left on you is something that can never, ever, ever be replaced. Ever. Okay? Lesson number 27. Hydrate plenty, sleep well, eat only when hungry, move a lot. Again, related to fitness, my core pillars of fitness and succeeding. Make sure you're drinking enough water. I talk about that all this time. You're overly dehydrated. Most people are dehydrated. Drink water. Make sure you're getting good quality sleep and enough sleep. Make sure you're getting the right amount of food and making sure you're eating when you need to. I did a video on my first 100 days of intermittent fasting, so I'll link that in the show notes as well. But then I also did a video recently on some tips and tricks of implementing intermittent fasting in your life to see success and results. Intermittent fasting has completely changed my life in so many ways, and the benefits I've seen with it, especially over the last year, as I said. So the lesson that I've learned from eating well, hydrating plenty, getting sleep, and all the things that make up the mind-body physical health connection has been really important and a big part of my life. Lesson number 28, 4 more to go. Lesson 28, even if you suck at singing, freaking sing the songs that bring you joy. All right, so you guys know I love singing, but I'm not a great singer. I was never a great singer, and that's okay. Sometimes I'll share videos on my IG stories, or I'll post a video of me singing, and I get awesome comments, people saying, Arsalan, hi, your voice is awesome. And then I'll get comments saying, please never ever sing again, you suck at singing. And I just laugh at those because it's like, I never said I'm a professional singer. I'm never destined to be one. It is just for fun. So sing out loud, sing the songs that you love. I grew up watching Bollywood movies, so now I sing to my wife. Ever since I've known her, I sing to Malik, I sing to Stella occasionally, and I sing in the shower, I sing and dance, like whatever. Sing and enjoy life and be happy, especially if it's songs that bring you joy. Just sing, sing, sing whenever you want to sing. Lesson number 29. Deep work will get you closer to your dreams than anything else. Deep work, when it comes to deep focus, deep productivity. Productivity is such a big pillar of the things that I teach you, the content that I create. I get asked all the time about creating more content around productivity and focus and alignment and getting stuff done. Deep work is really, really important. If you want to get things done, figure out your zone of genius, figure out the time of the day that works for you. And it took me a long time in my life to figure out what works for me, but I encourage you to find that for you because it's really important, okay? Lesson number 30. Be open and clear about your goals and do not be embarrassed by what you are working for. I'm very honest and open about the goals that I have in my life when it comes to money and the goals I have when it comes to success and wealth and health and also making an impact. I want to make a big impact and a big splash the best way that I can and leave a mark in this life of mine. I want to inspire, empower, educate 1 million people around the world. I want to have a very successful and thriving business. I want to be a multi-millionaire because I want to be able to use the resource and the energy of wealth and abundance to really make a big impact in this life. So I'm very clear with my goals. I wasn't always clear with my goals. I was embarrassed to share my goals. I was embarrassed to be open about what I want in life, what I want to achieve, how I want to grow, because I was worried, what are other people going to say? What are other people going to think? And then again, I don't care about other people's opinions. I'm very open about my goals and very consistent with them. And if someone asks, I don't shy away from it. And you shouldn't either. It may seem scary, but people will judge you. People will always have opinions, but it's up to you to be aligned with your goals. Because when you're aligned with your goals, what you're seeking is seeking you, like I said, and you can be very open and honest and be truthful with yourself, and your goals will always find you. All right, couple more and we are done. Lesson number 31, jealousy will kill your dreams, cheer others' success. When you project jealousy among other people, when you say, why does so-and-so get fame, fortune, success, wealth, whatever it is that you're looking for, what you're doing is you're pushing that thing away. You're saying to the universe and others that you don't want that. You envy them, but you envy their success. So that success will never find you. Applause is really important. Applaud the success and cheer other people on, because then you're showing the world and universe that they have what you want and you will get it. Okay, lesson number 32, the last one. This is it. 32 lessons that I've learned in 32 years of existing on planet Earth, and as we continue to move forward into the rest of my life, I'm excited to share and learn more lessons. And again, before I share the 32nd lesson, if any of the 31 lessons that I've shared so far, if they have resonated with you, give this video a thumbs up and comment below and tell me which one you have loved, and maybe it is number 32. And again, before I wrap this up, thank you for being part of the Abundancy family. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to help you, to coach you, to empower you. There's a lot of amazing content coming up, especially in 2020. We're going to focus on more podcasts and more YouTube videos. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, and be sure to head over to Instagram, give me a follow, and send me a message so we can connect. All right. And I'll be creating a lot more videos for you soon. And as we wrap this up, I love you those. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. Lesson 32 in my 32 years of being on planet Earth, and the 32nd lesson is, your life and you will change, grow, and evolve completely every few years. Be ready for the adventures ahead, or else you will miss the best years to come. Where you are today is not going to be where you are 5 years from now. Where you are 5 years from now is going to be completely different than where you will be 10 years after that. Every few years, every decade of your life, you're going to evolve, you're going to change, you're going to unfold and become the person that you are destined to become. You have to be patient, you have to be consistent, you have to be resilient, you have to be driven, you have to have so much energy exuding through you like I do as I'm sharing this with you. So be patient and be kind to yourself and to others to know that you are constantly going to evolve, and don't be alarmed or ashamed or scared by the fact that where you are today is not where you were 5 years ago. You're going to change, and the people in your life are going to change, and people will come and go, and things will always be shifting and moving around. What you seek is going to seek you. Take care of yourself, find yourself, and everything that you're looking for will find you as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day, and we will see you very, very soon. Thank you, dost.